Hey everybody, it's Monday, which means it is the start of a new week. This week is week 2. Welcome back to all of you. Hey, just a couple of things before we get started with week 2. First of all, thanks so much for your excellent participation in this week's discussion threads. Excellent posts, excellent follow-up responses to your classmates' posts. And the only feedback I have to offer you in terms of critique is just make sure your minimum word count on that initial post is a minimum of 250 words. I know at times it can be a bit of a stretch, but based on what I've seen from you, I know that you can do it. So just keep an eye on that minimum word count. It is my responsibility to track that and make sure that we're all playing by the same set of rules. But otherwise, excellent job, and I'm thrilled with how we got started in week 1. Also, you need to know that the GoToMeeting live session scheduled normally for Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time has been bumped up to Tuesday because I'm out of town on Thursday and I probably won't have access at that time. So we'll be discussing this week's exercises right here from Grasping God's Word workbook, the assignments 3-1, 4-6, and 5-3. So 3-1, we're going to take the next step in the process. We're going to move from reading translations like we did this week into making observations. Now that's the next step in the interpretive journey, is making observations. And so we're going to look at a text and we're going to make as many observations about what we see in the text as we possibly can. I think it's going to blow your mind. It's a challenge, but one that I'm confident we can do. 4-6 then has everything to do with your exegetical passage that you've chosen for your final paper. So you are going to, in 4-6, you're going to use your Ephesians passage that you have chosen, and you're going to start making observations, and you're going to share your observations with me in this exercise. We'll do a little bit of this in the opening of Ephesians, but not much because most of you will there's just too many different passages to cover, and I can't cover everybody, so we're just going to focus on the opening chapter. And then lastly, 5-3 is a word study exercise, and we are going to take a look at how to do word studies. What not to do, because there are a lot of pitfalls with word studies, and I'm sure your pastor is guilty of falling into one of these traps. I've been guilty of it in the past. In fact, I'm working on an ebook right now, my first book, talking about Hebrew word studies for Christians, and so we have to talk about the pitfalls and sort of the landmines that can blow up in our faces if we don't do word studies, if we don't do them well. So it says on that, let's see here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go to our weekly discussion because we're going to cover this as well. Since we're talking about word studies, 9-6 says in here, go to blueletterbible.org and enter a verse that has a word that you want to study, right? And so just follow the instructions here, and it says skip the GK number. You'll see in the workbook assignment it says G-K, and you can just skip that part. Don't even worry about it. But you'll also see on your workbook there's a spot where you identify the text that you've chosen as well as a word, and then you provide a transliteration. So let's talk just for a second about what a transliteration is with my trusty portable whiteboard. Let's take, for example, say I want to do a word study on the word shalom, or this is the Hebrew word. Let me make sure I get this here. The Hebrew word for peace in the biblical text. The Greek, I'm a little bit rusty on my Greek, but I'm pretty sure that the Greek is eirene. I'm more of an Old Testament Hebrew guy than a New Testament Greek kind of person. But I have the word shalom, in which generally translates as peace. There actually are probably approximately 30 different words for shalom in English. It's a very, very wide and deep word. So here we have this word peace. The transliteration then is, what is this word in English? If we were to spell out the word shalom in English, provide a transliteration, we know that shalom is Shalom. And so this is my transliteration. Okay, so that's what a transliteration is. Let's say, I don't have any room on here, but let's say I wanted to use the word meditate, right? Joshua chapter 1, and in the Psalm 1, right? Meditate. The person who is planted like streams of, beside streams of living water, is a person who meditates on God's word day and night, right? And so, what is this word meditate? It's this word. It's called Haggah. And so, if I were to try and transliterate Haggah, Haggah is my transliteration, Haggah. So that's what a transliteration is just how does it sound out phonetically in English for so we can pronounce the word, especially if we're unfamiliar with it. So that's what a transliteration is. But also then note, normal discussion thread questions due Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. I'm available. If you have any questions, as always, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I expect our conversations to continue to be fruitful, and the discussions deeply engaging as they have been. So super proud of you guys. Way to go, and look forward to interacting with you in the discussion threads this week. Have a great week, everybody. Take care.